to nip it in the bud, Bev has just been out this week on a personal matter. She's expected to be back soon, but we're just trying to give her some space with that. So that's why Bev is not here. But we're happy to have Carmen sub in. But Jay, if you want to just start us off, just thoughts on this coming matchup.
Yeah, obviously, I think the group knows that leading into this game, these next 3 points are going to be huge. Right outside playoff line, obviously, we want to be in that playoff line. So this is a big 3 points for us, especially with the break coming up. We want to go into the break with momentum. And so the group knows that this is a big 3 points. We know that Carolina is a good team. And so we got to go in with the right mentality. We got to go in the right mindset and knowing that, in a away game against a good team, we got to bring everything we have in order to get those 3 points.
Question. So speaking of mentality, especially against this team that Racing not only has never beaten, but never even got a point off of, does that play into it? You've been here 3 years, but you got a lot of new players and new coaching staff. Does that come into it at all, or are you kind of treating this as just another game?
Yeah, I think we're a different group. It's a different year. So going into this, we know that what we're capable of. We know that what's in the past is in the past, and so obviously, the ones that have been here know that. But I think for us, it's going in and knowing what we're capable of doing and doing that. And I think this team is capable of a lot of great things. I think the past 2-3 games, we've came up short of that, but the confidence is still in the group, and we know that any given day we can beat any team. So we're going to go in that with that mentality and that attitude because we wholeheartedly believe that.
Unless you guys look at that day game as like just a missed opportunity or something.
Yeah, it's obviously frustrating. I think we definitely had majority of that game. I thought, we played pretty well for most of that game, and so obviously you want to give up a goal on PK, but that's part of the game. That happens, and there's obviously areas in that game where we could have been better, and we wanted to capitalize. Fill the fam and an opportunity to get 3 points and obviously stay above that playoff line. But it's middle of the season, and we just gotta know that there's a whole another half of the season, so we can't look back. We got to look forward and know that there's a lot of points ahead of us, and so we got to focus on those. And but yeah, obviously, we wanted those 3 points. So it's pretty important, but lots of opportunities to come.
Now that you've got a couple of 90 minutes under your belt after a recent injury, how are you feeling physically?
Yeah, physically I feel great. My past 90 minutes we were down 1, and then it was like 110 degrees out, so that was just threw me in the fire a little bit. But no, it's been great. And I said last game that it's my favorite thing playing on the field with those girls, and so it's just been a joy to be back and blessing to be healthy, and so hopefully just keep it that way. But yeah, I'm feeling great right now.
So after the match on Saturday, you get a little bit of a break. Looking forward to having time off at all, or since you missed some time, are you just anxious to get back out there and play again?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a good break for everybody. I think it's that point of the year where we've been grinding for since January, so it'll break up the year a little bit for us, and I'm excited for the girls to get that mental and physical reset. I think for me, even though I was out physically, not playing on the field mentally, it was obviously still a challenge with injury and stuff. So I think it'll be a nice mental break, but I think that's for everybody, staff included, and hopefully, get the 3 points, get momentum, happy going into break, and then hit the ground running when we come back.
Jay, the captain, what are you trying to tell the group right now when you're in a bit of a stretch where it seems to be up and down and you got to kind of find some consistency to make a playoff of a push?
Yeah, I think that's just sports. That's part of it, is going through ups and downs, and it's how you respond on the downs that really matter. And so, we had talked a little bit about adversity and how we respond to adversity. And so I think for this group, we have the character of this group is super strong, and we have a lot of great leaders, like a lot of great players with experience. And so it's leaning on those and just helping push each other. But I think that we have the right character and personality of this team to do that, and it's how we respond to adversity, and obviously the staff helping in that and their experience. And so moving forward, it's not getting down on ourselves. This is part of sports, is the up and down, and things can change really fast. We get 3 points this weekend, 3 points next, it's right back in it. And so we know how fast the league changes. So You know, we're just trying to respond to this adversity with our heads held high and know that there's a whole half of the season and we got to perform for that.
I realize you have more defensive responsibilities, but when you look at what you guys are doing on the attack, what do you think you could do better as a team to produce more goals, chances, or what are you guys seeing when you study that?
Yeah, we've looked at that in depth and we know that, and I think the staff has done a good job at analyzing, you know, breaking down what we need to do and working on that. But I think it's just that final piece, you know, we're getting into the attacking third. We're getting into areas we need to, and now it's just the final product of the runs in the box and, you know, putting it on frame and putting it on the goal. We have really good goal scorers, and so it's getting it in, you know, on their feet and on frame, because I think when we challenge other teams, we put that pressure on, it's hard for other teams to endure that. And so you know, we just got to realize that the more we're in the attacking third, the more opportunities we need to take, and it's being clinical in that and finishing our opportunities. So obviously we've looked at that, and no doubt, you know, going into this weekend, that'll be a main focus.
Last one for Jaelin. Anybody?
You've been here 3 years, captain for 2. Which of your teammates do you think has especially stood out this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that, you know, Taylor came in and did a fantastic job. I think that she, both sides of the ball brings, you know, the intensity on the defensive side and the playmaking on the offensive side. And so it's been really fun to see her and how she stepped into a new team. And it's been awesome, you know, when we play side by side, you know, seeing and learning from her even. So I think that Taylor's, you know, really stood out, and obviously being out last game, you know, it's always nice having her on the field and stuff. But yeah, I think Taylor definitely has been a standout to the team. So really nice having her.
Thank you, Jaelin.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
Thank